All right, hi, this is Sadikun, and welcome to this quick guide where we're going to talk about how to get the Mercenary Captain achievement in Manor Lords. So the first thing is, how do we set up? This game setup, you can do any difficulty you like. You could do easy if you wanted to. We're just going to play it on normal because easy is just, well, it's just too easy. Doesn't matter the map, we'll play the new divided map. We'll move old Hildebort bolt over to one side, put ourselves in kind of a central areas. The whole key to this really is being able to get the bandits before he can. So we're going to just pick a centralized location to start with. And one thing I would suggest you could do here is, if you wanted to, is turn up the bandits and have more bandits coming on board. That would actually make the game much easier, because once you get going, bandits are the key to getting your influence and early money for your treasury. Now this video is just focusing on this achievement. We're not going to go into city building techniques or min-maxing your food or any of that kind of stuff. You just say this: your goal is to have a profitable, happy, well-fed village. And then maybe to have a second one, and then maybe to have a third one. Just depends on how you want to do it. But you really just want to have profitable, well-fed, happy villages. That's it. That you can kind of go away from and work somewhere else without paying too much attention to them. And so all this build again is just about having those goals in mind. Now, there are some key concepts to understand, so while this plays, I will talk about some key concepts. You must have a manor. Now, the achievement is to use only mercenaries. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. The achievement is to use only mercenaries to win. And to win, of course, in restoring the peace, we have to basically take over the whole map and drive our off-map enemy, Hildebolt, out of the area. So you will have military, but we cannot use our own. We cannot use our own retinue. We cannot have our own militia. But you do have to have a manor, because we have to raise money for our treasury in order to pay for the mercenaries, and we have to have influence, and so we need to be able to tithe to get influence. So the manor is key, but the other thing is you'll automatically get a retinue. Just don't use it. As long as you don't use it, as long as you don't deploy the retinue at any time during the game, you'll be fine, and you'll still be eligible for the achievement. So you want to get to a manor, and again, this is why you want a happy, well-fed, profitable village, so that your manor can tax and set up tithing, and you can gain your treasury and your influence. So manor is very important. Just don't use your retinue. Do not create a militia at all. And as I said, it'd be great to have more bandits. I didn't. In this case, I just ran everything default. But more bandits would actually make this easier, not more difficult. Because once you get used to it, once you're playing fairly well, the bandits are really just a revenue source. Raiders, in fact, are assets. Raiders can come in and you can fight them off with your mercenary troops and gain influence and from them as well. Now, I do want to go in a little bit. We'll move on to claiming. So I'm just going to we're just going to let this go and skip ahead to the point where we actually start claiming some stuff. Because again, this is just basic building. That's not the point of this video. Now here you can see we've moved ahead and we have established a decent little village here. And we do have a manor, as you can see up there in the upper right-hand corner. You can see we've got a little bit of treasury money now. We have a little bit of influence that we gained when we built our manor. So the manor is now setting up taxation so that we can gain some money, and that will allow us to hire mercenaries. Now, depending upon how quickly you can get this done, you may find that you're going to have to just allow Hildebolt to make a claim on a region and just let it go, because you won't have enough funds to hire your mercenaries and go out and dispute him. But if you move pretty quickly, and then on normal, that shouldn't be that hard, you can get out there and actually take advantage of when Hildebolt decides to stake a claim on a region. And what you're really trying to do is get to the ability to raise up mercenaries and go out and get bandits, because the bandits, as we said, are your best source of revenue and particularly prestige early on, until you have really good farming, when you can start tithing and getting more influence that way. So you're basically just racing. All you're doing is just trying to play a solid game and have a solid village that can withstand some taxation, make some money, and make enough food that you can do some tithing. Again, that's it. That's the whole game. And if you have a little money, as you see up there in the upper right-hand corner, that corporate treasury, once that, it's not corporate, once your treasury, rather than the money that the city has, once your treasury has some funds in it, then you can start hiring the mercenaries to go fight off bandits, and you can use cheap mercenaries to kill off bandits and gain, and you'll end up netting money and influence from that. And you just keep doing that until you build up your treasury to the point where you can now put up some resistance to Hildebolt. Now we've moved ahead a little further still. You can see now we've picked up some influence, we've picked up some money. Now part of that influence is coming from the fact that we have gone out and used like a 2 brigands mercenary troop to kill off a bandit camp once or twice. And now you see there, we had to let him make one claim because we couldn't fight him. But we're going to start pressing back now. And we've had a bandit camp sighted. So we're just going to find that bandit camp. There he is. He's convenient for us. And we're going to go out and grab ourselves mercenaries. We'll get the cheapest ones we can get. Those 2 brigands right there. They're perfect. That'll give us a two versus 1 over there. And we'll just have them go out there and attack that camp. We won't even use any great strategy. We'll just say, go, attack them. And that'll give us money. Our net will be the amount of money the bandits have minus what it costs us for the cheap mercenaries. So it's all good. We'll make some money, and we'll more importantly, really, get the influence and keep Hildebolt from getting that influence. Now I do find sometimes that here we go. You can see this was a good one because we came out to basically the same place he did. So it's a race to get there. So our guys are going to run. We don't care how many of them survive this. As long as one guy survives and we can take that camp. You know, these guys are mercenaries. They knew what they were signing up for. It's not an easy life for them. But they're just going to run and attack and try to beat Hildebolt to that bandit site. And I'm just looking around to see what else is going on. There's got to be, here we go, the raiders are coming out. So we're going to get raided. And that we've been waiting, there's been a 1-year ticker on that. It comes after you play a year in normal, you get a year later, you get raiders. And here they are. So we're at the 2-year mark. And I'm trying to find them. I find it kind of hard to do that sometimes. But here's the good news. This is the great news. Look at this. So Hildebolt's troops and those raiders have kind of hit one another, and Hildebolt is actually stopping and fighting the raiders. So he has stopped the raiders. And now there's a claim on Passwick, one of the regions. So he has decided to put a claim on that region down there. And we've still got these bandits we want to take care of. So we're going to have our guys go down here and take care of the bandits. This is all kind of a race. So we're going to take care of the bandits and grab that money because we want it. And we've already run all the way across the map, so we want to get something out of that. But at the same time, we want to take advantage of the fact that he has spent a bunch of influence and is pressing a claim on one of the regions. So what are we going to do about that? Well, one, we're going to get irritated because the machine keeps getting slower. So our first group just about got wiped out. In fact, they're going to get wiped out, I believe. But our second group is going to be good. All right, run and grab that money. We want it. Okay. Now, our treasury has the money and influence. And we're going to send everybody to this new thing, Passwig. And we're going to see what can we get. So what our plan here is to hire as much of these guys as we can, right? Because there's 3 new mercenary groups here. These are the keys, actually, of the whole thing. Those 2 crossbowmen, they can dominate the entire battlefield. So we're going to just have all of our mercenary soldiers going to Passwig. And we're going to watch that being claimed, and before it ends, we're going to dispute it. We're going to get our troops there as best we can first. So we're going to just send all of our troops over there. And this the interface for the battles I do find a little clumsy. You have to take your time with it. I really recommend you use pause for this because it can be really clumsy. Sometimes you click on one and you have it, you don't have it, you think you got it, you don't. So I'm just going to hit that and set up a battle. We're going to find the battle site, which is right there about where we're sending everybody. And we're just going to have everybody. See there, I missed one. I got everybody but one. And also, I've noticed if you go across those mercenary groups, it doesn't seem like they're consistent in the way they go. So I decided to just grab each troop by itself and go through the painful process of moving them all individually to where I want them. And I'm going to show you this kind of in detail because this is the whole game. If you can do this, if you can take advantage of when he presses for a territory and take it yourself, obviously that costs him influence. It's influence you didn't have to spend, and it's a way to expand. Now, you notice he's got a pretty decent army coming in there, and our guys are going to be scattered and come in a little bit late. He's also got those archers up there. I don't know if you notice them. They're right up there at the top of that hill, about right up in there. And so what I decided to do is just pull everybody back to that hill and try to get him to come up that hill. Because if we can get him coming up at our archers, we should be able to make short work of him. I guess the key being you want to fight the enemy on your choice of terrain, not his. And there he's got the troops he had out. He's got a big army there because he's got the troops he had out to get to after that bandit camp. Plus he's got the group that he sent in specifically for this battle. So what we're going to do is set up our defensive line on this hill and make him be coming up that hill toward us. Get our archers in behind our melee units and have them fire over the melee units, and melee units on stand ground to stop the battle. Now, again, this is not a guide on how to fight either, but it is worth noting that he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got like 8 units there. He outnumbers us, but if we can get him fighting, coming up the hill, and get our crossbows in a useful position, that he's got no chance. And I decided I need to go in and get on the spot where that battle is to actually get it to engage. There's a location for the battle, and you need to get a troop into that location to really make it a fight. Otherwise, like if we never did get down there into the actual battle site, he would win by default after the 90-day countdown. So we want to get somebody in there, and I'm trying to just kind of line everybody into a fighting position at the edge of that, and I feel like if I can get him to just come in at me, where I've got stand ground on my ground troops and I've got crossbows firing over it, I'll be good. And I'm kind of sending those brigands out because they don't have discipline out to the edges to let them maybe attack from the sides. So you can see he's got brigands there with no discipline. They're going to charge right at us. And we'll just have our side brigands fight his side brigands. He's trying to get around us and come in at our archers, I'm sure. But they're already gone. Our archers took care of him. And look at that. He just ran. He's just not interested in fighting against those crossbowmen. So there you go. There's your key to battle. So you can see how brilliant that was. It wasn't, but we overwhelmed him and he quit. I'm not sure why he gave up so easily, but we're thankful. And we have a new region without spending any of our influence. And you'll notice now, this is an important factor. We've got 1,000K because we picked up some influence from that. And we've got all those troops out there. So we're going to just take those same troops we've already signed up for. We're going to march them over into this new region, and we're going to start claiming that region. Now, they're coming up on a payday. They're all going to get paid again, but we've got enough funds to pay them one more time. And I decided, I thought about actually letting them all go. And then going back and getting more when the month turned over, if I needed them, and taking a chance on whether or not he would actually show up to fight me. But I decided to keep them, be conservative, and keep them, and go ahead. And I did raise taxes to 15% in our little village so that we could have more income coming in at the end of the next month to possibly pay these guys if the battle drags on and we have to go on for another month. So now you can see we're claiming. There we go. Now, as soon as that's done, bye-bye. So we were able to grab all the mercenaries, grab the one that he was trying to claim, and grab an additional region on top of that, and then let everybody go. So we still have, you can see we're tight. A little bit of money there. We just got a new month turned over, and we got about 150 coin that month. So looking good. We're starting to expand, and that's kind of the key to getting your regions claimed, or to basically take away his claim and use his buying power, if you will, to actually help you gain regions. So we picked up a region or two, so we're going to go ahead and expand into one of them and build out a settlement there. We're already actually down that road a little bit. We started in the spring. We started building the little village of Ironton over here that has iron, and we're going to just base its economy off that iron deposit, just as Proctorville here is based on its stone deposit. And we'll expand into Ironton, use the same techniques to build it out, try to make it a happy, well-fed, profitable village so that we can build a manor and tax the people and set up tithing to increase our influence and our our treasury even more, so that we are getting the money and influence we need to hire mercenaries and claim regions. So we've moved ahead to a point where we've got raiders coming in again. So just hired a couple of mercenaries, one mercenary band, and they're going to take care of the raiders for us. We have 72 troops. They'll have 4 18s, but our troops are better. They're just brigands. So we'll take care of this little invasion right here and knock that off rather quickly. Okay, at this point we have 2 villages going pretty well. We've got our stone village we call Proctorville, our iron village we call Ironton. We own this Passwig down here. We haven't done anything with it yet, but we've hit 2,000 influence. So we're going to claim one ourselves rather than waiting on Hildebolt. And the way we're going to do this is basically to hire all the mercenaries that are available, which 1 gives us a strong army, and 2 takes them out of the pool for Hildebolt to hire. I'm not sure if that's actually a case or not. Does anybody know? If you do know, put it in the comments whether or not when I hire these mercenaries, I'm taking them away from him. I kind of think you do, but I don't know that for an absolute fact. At any rate, what we're going to do is we're going to move our troops into the area we want to claim and press that claim. So there we press the claim. We've got all our troops now hired, and we're sending them all to the point. And he has contested us. So our guys are heading there, but we're kind of scattered around. And we could have waited a little bit. It might not have been a bad idea here in this particular case to wait until our troops were there before we hit the claim button. But we'll manage. You can see he's coming out right behind us. See, we've got our archers, our crossbowmen are coming out. So what I decided to do with them is just have them run ahead of him. Now, I'm not interested in any negotiations. I'm not interested in being bought out of this. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this for the region. So we put our crossbowmen on run so they can get up there and get away from his troops. And we'll give some ground for a bit until we can get our troops organized, and then we'll fight it out. And there we go. Now we got both sides have had troops for a moment there in the battle area, so we've got a battle going now. And what we're going to do is just hide up here on the mountain. Hopefully he'll come up in smaller portions and fight us. And I'm not going to show you the whole battle, but it worked out fine. We won. Again, those crossbowmen are awesome. Now, I did start a third settlement here. I called it Sims Valley eventually. And it's actually fertile lands. I was going to farm it if I needed to. We never really got that far because we've got enough influence to get the job done without the farming. But I will say that if I were to do this again, or my advice to you would be min-max your food production. Go out and find a really nice design, or come up with your own design that you like that really maximizes food production, and make a lot of food so that you can have high tithes, so that with the high tithing from your manor you can generate influence very quickly, and that'll allow you to get this done even faster. I didn't do that. I just made really simple villages that were self-sustaining but weren't necessarily min-maxed, down to the half up corpse pit level, so that I had perfect food production or anything like that. This was just a super simple play that anybody could have done, and worked perfectly well. And it'll work perfectly well for you if you're after this achievement. So do that, I would think, would be a word of advice. Think about min-maxing your food so that you can have higher influence. Other than that, just make sure that you don't accidentally deploy your retinue. Make sure you have your manor. Make sure that you are, again, profitable, well-fed, happy villages that'll make you a lot of tax money and a lot of influence through tithing, and you'll be good to go. You'll have no problems with this, and it's a relatively easy one to get. It just takes a little bit of time and patience, but at the same time, you're just building cities, which is what you would be doing with Manor Lords anyway. And here you can see we're in the final battle. I just sent one troop up there to try to lure him down into the place where I want to be. And he sent his retinue. I just focused my crossbowman on the retinue, wiped him out almost instantly. And he actually gave up at this point, which shocked me. I thought he would battle. He had like 7 or 8 troops up there. But you can see here's our victory screen for finishing off restoring the peace, and we used only mercenary soldiers, and it went perfectly well. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you saw something that will help you become a better player. I hope you saw something that will allow you to do it much faster than I just did, and will allow you to get this achievement. I hope you'll like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join us for our next Manor Lords video. Thank you.